Hi Piano Explorers, here we are in segment 2, and this is our vocabulary card section and our sheets. And today you're going to see 2 new sheets with 2 new music concepts. So we're going to go through our cards first and see if we can get all of our answers right today. Okay, I'm going to hide them. See, this is our last time looking at them. Quarter note, 1 beat. Half note, 2 beats. Dotted half note, 3 beats. Whole note, 4 beats. 4/4 is our time signature. It tells us there are 4 beats in a group. The quarter note gets 1 beat. 3/4 time signature. Found at the beginning of the music, it tells you there are 3 beats in a group and the quarter note receives 1 beat. Remember, it can add up to it has to add up to the 3. There can be any kind of note values. And here is the double bar line, and that's our stop sign. The repeat sign, found at the end of the music, sometimes in the middle of the music. It tells you to go back and play all of the music again or a part of the music again. A bar line. The bar line divides the music into equal measures. The letter P tells you to play piano, and that means soft. Remember, our language of music is Italian. F is forte, and forte is loud. MF is mezzo forte, or moderately loud or medium loud. If this was MP, it would be moderately soft. Here is the F clef line on the bass staff with the note F drawn around it. Remember, the 4th line on the bass staff is the F line. We call this F clef. It tells you where that position is of that note F. And on the piano, it's the first F to the left of the center. So just down from middle C. C, B, A, G, F. This is the G clef sign on the staff. And there's the 2nd line for the G. The G clef and the note G on the 2nd line. And on the piano, it's the first G to the right of the center. C, middle C, D, E, F, G. That's our G, G clef line G. Here's the position of middle C on both the treble and the bass staff. It's the same note, just written on 2 different staves. The G clef, or the treble staff, the F clef, the bass staff. And here's the picture that we learned, the new concept just a few weeks ago. This is where piano music is written, on a grand staff. So this is considered 1 line of music. So when you're looking on your page to read your music and you see this brace, that shows you 1 line of music. The G clef and the F clef, the treble staff, the bass staff, joined together by the brace. Remember that? Okay. So now let's go over our cards, our sheets. Here's your music alphabet. I hope you've learned this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and backwards G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Remember, going up, we go forward in the alphabet. Going down, we go backward in the alphabet. Here's the bass clef on the staff, going down. Notice that our letters are going backwards. Notice that these are all intervals of a second. They are moving stepwise, so we don't skip any letters. Here's the F clef line, the G in that top dot space, the F clef line, and the E in the bottom dot space. Here's the treble clef on the treble staff, the G clef. And notice again, the notes are moving stepwise down, intervals of a second, and we're going backwards in the alphabet. G, F, E, D, C. Here is the G clef line, and up one. A second higher would be A in the alphabet. Go forward in the alphabet one letter. Back to the G line, down to the F, and back to the G line. All intervals of a second. Here's the grand staff again with middle C. Notice we have 5 lines and 4 spaces on each staff, treble and bass. Here's one of our more recent lessons that we learned, tied notes. Tied notes tell you that you play the first note that you see, and as long as it's on the same line or the same space, you hold the note for the combined value of both notes. And legato playing. Legato tells you with a slur that you are going to connect the notes smoothly. So it would sound like this, instead of sounding like this. Okay? And it also tells you to get louder and softer. Get louder and softer. When it's a 2-note phrase, it's loud, soft, loud, soft. Remember we talked about that last week? We'll see how you did in your lesson with that. Here we have steps going up, steps going down, and notes that are repeated. Steps down, steps up, and notes that are repeated. Step down, step up, step up, step down. Remember when we go from a line to a space or a space to a line, we step up 1, we step down. We don't skip anything. We also call those intervals of a second. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, another 1, 2. From here to here is 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 1, 2. Here to here repeats, same, and then it steps down an interval of a second. And then last week we learned about intervals of a third. Remember, intervals of a third move to the same thing. So if you start on a line, you go to a line. If you start in a space, you go to a space. So a third going up, a third going down, a third going up, a third going up, but this time they're in spaces, a third going down, a third going up. So if you start on a line, you go to a line. You skip the space. If you start in a space, you go to a space. You skip the line. So these are all thirds. Okay? Now let's look at the new pictures that we're going to see today. Melodic and harmonic intervals. And you'll learn this in the new part of our segment for the new lesson. But just let's look at the pictures real quick. These look different from these, and they're played differently. Here are rhythms using our quarter rest, and you'll learn that in the new segment as well. Okay, see you in the new part.